Hello viewers, welcome to Eureka Automobile Services. So in front of us is the rebuild kit for the 45RFE transmission for the Jeep or Chrysler models. So in short, these are clutches that go inside. Remember, we said this will be in episodes. So this one is showing you the parts that we have received. We have the sensors. This is the input and output sensors. We have the transducer sensor or oil pressure sensor. This gasket sits where the valve bank or the solenoid pack also is mounted. And these are steel plates for the 45RFE. So all the steel plates are here. The steel plates for the overdrive input, the reverse low clutch. This is the main filter, and that filter is for the return. And then inside this we have O-rings and snap rings. So these are O-rings and snap rings, and they are labeled. So this is a ceiling snap ring, this is for the low reverse clutch, this is for the second and fourth clutch. All these will be put, and this one is for the overdrive and the reverse. These O-rings and the seals are for the ball or for everything that is there. So stay tuned, and we have the gasket for the transmission pan. Stay tuned as we assemble this. It will be very nice and at the same time a good experience. Almost ready to assemble this 45RFE Chrysler transmission. So some of the things that we want to show you today, we want to show you what we start with putting into this housing. So the assembly process is just the reverse of the disassembling process. So what goes in first, it's this. This is the fourth clutch. It holds the fourth clutch assembly as well as the reverse clutch assembly. So it goes in first. Then next you have this. This is a planetary gear set. It's the one which goes inside as the second thing, and when assembling, then after the planetary gear assembly, you put the second clutches. So of course, after you put the second clutches and the pistons among these are the second clutches and the pistons are among them. As you assemble, you also make good use of the snap rings. Then you put this is the second gear piston. This one holds the second gear piston, as well as it holds the clutches for the third gear. So the clutches for the third gear, and it also acts as a second gear piston. Then another planetary gear assembly, after which what goes in next is the input drum. Of course, this input drum, it's not done yet. Once we finish assembling it, we'll show you. It has the roll reverse clutch, the overdrive clutch, and underdrive clutches. So after this, what goes in next is the pump. When the pump is finally installed properly, what goes in next is a valve body. Once the valve body is installed in, it's just the sensors and other simple things to finalize. So stay tuned and keep you updated as we assemble this 45RFE Chrysler transmission. Welcome to Eureka Automobile Services. We just wanted to show you the solenoid pack for a 42RFE Dodge Chrysler or Jeep transmission 4-wheel drive, which is equipped in this type of a Jeep, a limited edition 2001. So you dropped off the sample. We were getting the codes in the fourth gear era that it was sleeping, but later on all the codes came into all the gears, including the first gear. And another code we got was the P0944, the lack of priming. So usually the lack of priming, the transmission is caused by the dirty fluid or low fluid, but the fluid was enough, but it's dirty, so it has lost its normal viscosity. So according to the fluid that was removed from this transmission, and you can see those are wires, it shows that they came out from a worn out clutch plates that are inside. You can see all those deposits there, which were filtered by the filter. Sometimes it's a malfunctioning valve bank, sometimes it's a transducer sensor or the pressure sensor, which is my malfunction. It's a circuit. So stay tuned on how this transmission will work. We'll keep you updated if it will be fixed or not. So this is the input drum assembly. We're putting the pistons for the overdrive and underdrive frictions. So this is the underdrive friction. The piston for the overdrive friction is down there. Now we're fitting in the underdrive clutch assembly and the friction plates and steel plates, followed by this. This is a reaction plate. So now this is a snap ring. This is where this reaction plate stays, on this snap ring. So it goes on the bottom groove the bottom groove there. Okay, so this is the underdrive hub, underdrive clutches hub. Then there it has a bearing in between, so we have to put there. This is the overdrive drum. Okay. So the input drum assembly for the 45RFE is done now. It's just a matter of now putting it into the transmission. So the input drum assembly, it's finally in. So once it's like that, then it will tell you that you've aligned everything properly and it's in. So this is the transmission oil pump that is fitted on top of the input drum assembly. So the next thing is now installing the valve body. So the pump is in, and then the valve body, just make sure that the valve body is in line with the shifting linking mechanism. And after torquing the valve body, now you put in the filters. This is a return filter and this is a primary filter. So that's exactly how the filters look like and the pump when installed there. Alright, welcome to the 45RFE transmission Chrysler or Jeep. So we've installed now the input speed sensor and the output speed sensor. We've installed the oil pan and the new gasket there. We've put also a little bit of silicone just to make sure that the transmission oil will not leak. We've installed the pan there and there's new seals, and we've also installed the new pressure sensor. Finally, we're going to install the transfer case there and we'll bring it out. Hello viewers, welcome to Eureka Automobile Services. Today it's a moment of truth. So we are completing the assembly of this gearbox, the 45RFE, for that Jeep, the third type of a Jeep Liberty. And the only thing remaining now is we put in that's a transfer case to the gearbox. We put the torque converter, then we put it in. We managed to find the fluid that we needed. So finally the gearbox is in now with the new sensors connected. Wow, this is nice. So let's continue assembling this thing. So the gearbox is fitted. Now we are about to put in the ATF. This is a Titan 4400 specified. A big shout out to Mr. Panden Lusaka, Wire Recoveries, for directing us to this Fuchs oil. We appreciate so much and we appreciate your help. Now we put in ATF, we see if it will start or not. Because we want to see if we installed the neutral safe switch properly. If it wasn't installed properly, this vehicle while in park, it will not start. But if it cranks, it starts, then it's a good sign that the neutral safe switch was installed properly. First thing first, can you start it? Wonderful. So at least we are making some progress. That's a sign that the neutral safe switch is okay. We take it to the next level. So now it's a moment of truth. Is this transmission going to shift after a overhaul? So once you start, you fill in the transmission fluid. The manual recommends that you shift into each of those positions and hold 2 to 3 seconds. Thereafter, continue adding the fluid until it's on the normal level. So let's see, which one are we going to start with? Should we start with the reverse or drive? Let's start with the reverse. If it comes out, then this thing is moving. So those of you who are looking forward to that 45Rfe transmission installation, it's finally done and it's working. It is 45Rfe Chrysler transmission is back on the road.